everybody, and welcome to the Locker Room. I'm Steve Erickson. Very pleased to have you join us in studio, and it's always nice to talk about sports for the sporting community at Delta. I've said over the last while, one of my biggest concerns and frustration as a parent and now a grandparent is fixing and repairing sticks. Well, we've reached out across the pond, so to speak. We've gone out to Duncan on Vancouver Island, brought in Mr. Gord Piercey, and Gord Piercey, he lots of big titles, and of course he comes from Duncan on the island. Gord Piercey is the co-owner for GNR Services and National Sales Manager for Integral Hockey, as well as the Western rep for Fischer Hockey. First off, Gord, I really appreciate you taking the time to make the trip across the pond to come and visit us.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Big undertaking. You've got two specialty products that you break down, but primarily let's focus first on how did you get involved with repairing broken composite hockey sticks, because that's a cost thing for parents.
Oh, absolutely. How I got involved with it was, it's a long story. A friend of mine is a web developer, and he got the job to do the website for Integral Hockey. And then they needed content, and my wife is a content writer, and when she told me that she was going to go for the interview to get the job, I said I have to be there. When we went to that meeting, it was, at the end of the meeting, it was, I want you to do the sales and I want you to do the marketing, and that's where it all started.
Good place to start. And speaking of starting, I'm going to take a look right now at one of the commercials that you run on YouTube.
Champions are made in gyms. Champions are made from something deep inside you. A desire. A dream. A vision.
I'm impressed with that little ad that you guys run. It's just, it's very catching. It reaches out. It tells everybody what they want to know, and that's what the public want to know nowadays. Now, I want to find out how you got involved with Randy. Randy Langell is the owner? Yeah,
he's the owner and the founder of Integral Hockey. And how I got involved with him was, he's a friend of mine, and he came up with this great idea. And, you know, we all love hockey, and I was sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, not getting involved with anything, and I have a business partner, Roger Pedersen, and we just decided to, you know, get involved with repairing hockey sticks.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea for repairing hockey sticks, did it not come up and sort of filter down through the airline industry? Yeah,
it's the system that we use is actually aerospace technology, true aerospace technology, and it came from the aircraft industry, and it was patented back in the 60s.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Well, why did it take so long to get the repair for hockey sticks? I mean, because parents had them, but one of their biggest concerns, I'm paying $200 or $300 for a hockey stick. They use it once, they break it, I'm out that money.
Yeah, well, there's other systems out there that have been out for quite a while, quite a few years, but the end result is basically they just put two pieces of stick back together again, and what we've done is we've come up with an idea that, you know, we put the two pieces back together again, but it performs exactly the same as a brand new stick.
Okay, hold the stick up for us, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah.
And we'll get a shot of this is the broken portion of the stick, just like that. Okay, this is the broken portion of the stick, how most sticks break. Now, most sticks break, I'm led to believe, most sticks break straight across. They don't break lengthwise, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. And sometimes there's some jagged.
Okay.
Jagged edges there.
Okay, a few jagged, but not, it breaks more or less just across. Okay, so now we put that one down, if we can just set that one down, and I'll look at the other one here, and you can show in the middle where you've actually put the repair piece here.
Well, we put the repair in here, and it basically, it's around 5 inches long. On the inside, it's a hollow carbon fiber repair, and it flexes, and it flexes the same as a new stick. It weighs the same as a new stick. So the balance and everything that you bought that stick for to begin with is still.
Does a player lose any length of the stick?
Very little, but usually it's around a half an inch. but players are pretty creative when it comes to taping up their sticks, so they maybe add a half an inch on the end if they need to.
I would assume, on my part, that this has to save an awful lot of these sticks going to the landfill.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the.
I hear there's about 3 million made a year.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we got into it, because these sticks are going into the landfill. If they're not repaired, and not a lot of people know that we can repair them and bring them back to, you know, like a brand new stick or whatever. But you know, it's just something that we felt that had to be done, and we didn't want to do it unless we had a product that everybody liked and could use, and you know, and we thrive on repeat customers and things like that. And right now, with my personal business, I have about 75% repeat customers. Well,
that says a lot about the product and the service that you're supplying to the customers, especially in Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the Cowichan Valley Caps, and I would assume most of the teams on the island?
We deal with 3 of the 4 BCHL teams on the island. The third one we're working on. We just signed up a new franchise actually on Sunday for Victoria, and we're going to be working closely with them to get into the Grizzlies.
Junior A, what about going down to the minor hockey systems? Are you working with any of the local minor systems, for example, in Cowichan?
Well, I work with individual players in Cowichan, and that's where I was saying the repeat business is coming from, right? So a lot of parents...
Would it be, just to jump in real quick, would it be almost the same as skate sharpening?
Yeah, I have one gentleman, he has a son who's playing midget AAA, and I've seen him 5 times this year so far.
Kid goes through a lot of sticks.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so he's, if he didn't believe in the product, he wouldn't be coming back.
No, for sure. Right. That's the one thing about parents. Right. What's the biggest change that you personally have seen over, say, the last 10 years with sticks and equipment that you deal with?
Well, sticks haven't really changed that much. The branding's changed quite a bit, but according to one of the companies that we work with, the composites haven't changed in about 15 years. So, you know, there's not really an awful lot of change. I think that they're using, you know, different materials, but it's all, you know, as far as composites, the way they're put together.
Who came up with the initial idea for a composite stick?
I'm not sure who came up with the first one, but I know mine was a Coho, and it was an oval shaft, and I bought that, and I paid a lot of money for it, and I took it out on the ice, and I hated it, and I threw it in the back of my garage, never saw it again.
Wow. Well, that says a lot about the stick. But people and kids still want to use them. They've gone away from the wooden sticks. Yet I still hear from a lot of players, some players would still rather prefer the old wooden stick versus the composite sticks.
That's true. We have a lot of customers that will use a composite shaft and a wooden blade, and those are the kinds of the people that you know, would more or less use a wooden hockey stick.
Well, they're still the way of the future, I guess, for the composite sticks, but people still. And the reason when I say people still want to use the wooden sticks, I get the impression it's more of the married guys that want to use it because of the cost.
Right, right. And you know, what we do is we collect hockey sticks from teams like the Clippers and like the Cowichan Valley Capitals, and we repair them and we resell them. So you can buy a $300 repaired hockey stick for under $100.
That's a good deal for the
with a 36-day warranty too.
36-day warranty.
Yes.
Wow, that says a lot for what you obviously believe in the product that you sell.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, if I didn't believe in the product, I wouldn't have bought into it either. So.
And you've got franchises, I'm led to believe, across Canada.
24 of them.
24. You all the way from the East Coast back in St. John's?
Yeah, St. John's, Newfoundland is the furthest east, and Port Alberni is the furthest west.
And the furthest one north is up in Dawson Creek?
Dawson Creek at this point in time, yes.
But you have none in the Lower Mainland, which
none
we're
in
going
the
to
lower,
talk about.
Yeah, we're desperate to get one in the Lower Mainland because we know there's a lot of hockey here, and it's just one of those things that we just haven't been able to penetrate that market, but as soon as people know about it, it's going to fly.
Well, it will. It'll take off. I know it's going to take off. Talk about the airline industry, how this has progressed and advanced. I know it's going to take off. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little more about the product and what it's all about and where it's going to go down in the future right after this timeout.
January 15th, 9:22 a.m. Raj Grewal straps on his gear and faces the toughest hockey challenge of his life. Why did Raj do this? Arvind. Arvind was why. Fatherhood. It's the best job on the planet. You can do it. July 24th, 6:45 p.m. Bob Smithers does his stretches and gets his body ready for a tough new routine. Why did Bob do this? Natalie. Natalie was why. Fatherhood. It's the best job on the planet. You can do it.
Michael looks just like you, doesn't he? He trains 3 times a week in order to stay fit, just like you. He has lots of friends, just like you. He likes movies and reading, music and fine food, just like you. And apparently, he deserves to take Friday nights off, just like you. Come to think of it, Michael is just like you, but unlike most of you, Michael has epilepsy. Help bring epilepsy out of the shadow. Get informed.
My name's Paul Hogan, 55 years old, family operated a dairy farm up until about 6 years ago here in the island, and now I'm a wind farmer. I think we've relied far too long on anything pulled out of the ground to power our world, and it's costly, it's polluting the environment, and to me, it's wind is free, wind is available. I am green power.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Joined in studio by Gord, Piercey, and Gord, as I mentioned at the start of the show, is the co-owner for GNR Services, National Sales Manager for Integral Hockey, and the Western Rep for Fischer Hockey. And well, one of the big concerns that I know has personally had happened to me directly is when I was reffing a game, going out, pick up a broken composite stick, and the one thing that I happened to get in it, and we don't have to show it, but when I picked it up, I actually got a splinter out of it and got a pretty significant splinter out of the end of it. Is that predominant with these sticks?
Absolutely. When they break, they splinter like crazy, and when you're repairing them, they splinter even more. I've had my hands full of them, you know, repairing them.
Okay, we go from that stick, on repairing stick, which is pretty cost-effective for parents, and we'll get into the cost shortly. But let's talk about the Fischer sticks. Now, with you being the Western rep for the Fischer Hockey, this is one of the Fischer sticks that I'll hold up. Okay, and is this relatively a new model? Yeah, this is a brand new model exclusive to the North American market. They brought it out, the SX3LE. It's a, they're what they consider their second from top of the line model, and right. The graphics are very appealing to kids and things like that, and players like that. But what makes this stick so special is if you can just rub your finger across the top, you feel that little ridge there. Yeah. Well. Okay. Fischer has come out with a technology they call CapTech, and what CapTech is a thin foil wrap that's wrapped around the stick, and it's about 0.2 millimeters thick, and it's a foil wrap that acts as a shock absorber. So what makes this stick so good is that it's about 30% stronger than conventional carbon fiber sticks out there. And they've proven in a lab test that they can apply about 30% more pressure on the slash tests that they have, and the durability of these sticks are unbelievable. They have a less than 2% return rate after 50 days at the junior hockey level. So these sticks are very, very durable and very, you know, makes them very economical. So it's better for its flex point then? Pardon me? For the flex point, how will that work? The flex is like a normal stick. It performs just as good, if not better, again, in the lab tests that they've had. Their top-of-the-line SX7 stick, it outperformed every other stick that they tested. It had the highest release of a shot and the fastest slap shot on the shot machine. Okay, now Fischer sticks, I know they're the official supplier for the International Ice Hockey, Ontario Junior Hockey, but not the Western League. Why not the WHL yet? Well, they just really introduced it in June this year to Canada officially, and you know, and we met them at the Ontario Minor Hockey Association show, and they didn't have any representation out here whatsoever. So it's a long hill to climb, but you know, we're up for the task, and we're going to really pump it up and introduce it. We've introduced it to 3 BCHL teams on the island, and again with the Victoria Grizzlies, we're working towards getting some ice time with them.